Hello, my name is Dr. Vikas Inamdar, and in Shikshan Samvad, I would be having a dialogue with my audience concerning the important educational policies and the pertinent issues in the education sector. My background is I am MBA PhD, and 9 students have got PhD degree under my guidance. I have worked for 12 years in the industry and for 28 years in the educational field, and I have worked at the various levels as a full-time professor, then a full-time director and full-time dean in some of the prominent institutions in India. So, my today's discussion is about the positive aspects of NEP 2020, that is New Education Policy 2020, and the point I would like to convey to the audience is about the paradigm shift in the overall approach to framing of educational policy. Since independence, we had the universities and educational institutions and some of the colleges. They were single stream institutions mainly, like IITs, IIMs. IITs were focused on engineering, IIMs were focused on management. Here itself in Pune, we have COEP Technological University focusing on engineering. At Nashik, we have Maharashtra University of Health Sciences, MUHS, focusing on medical education. So the approach prior to NEP 2020 was that of single stream institutions, which has been changed, and I call this as a paradigm shift, that now it is a more broad-based approach, and an educational institution or a university or a college, as per NEP 2020 guidelines, should be a multidisciplinary institution. A university should have multiple faculties, and here itself there is a paradigm change, because if you look at some of the best universities in the world, like Harvard University, Stanford University, University of California at Berkeley, Columbia University, Cornell University, or even for that matter, Oxford University or Cambridge University, all these top ranking universities have been essentially multidisciplinary universities. They are having multiple faculties. So the very concept of a university is that of a banyan tree. A banyan tree is having multiple branches, and those branches, they get full bloom, and there are aerial roots to a banyan tree, and those aerial roots, they get transformed, and after transformation those aerial roots, they act like trunks, and at that intersection, when the banyan tree gets older, you will find that these banyan trees, they grow, they have the resilience, they have the longevity, and that is how the concept of a university is imbibed in a banyan tree. Because if you look at the faculties of knowledge, and conventionally there are faculties of engineering, management, science, arts, liberal arts, and so on. But when a student enters a college or a university, he has to gain knowledge from all walks of life. he should he should be able to uh, take a course from a different faculty while he is studying engineering. For an engineering student, he can take up some courses in liberal arts, from humanities, from music, and so on. So that is how the concept of a multi-dimensional institution or a multi-faculty university is very important, because the new knowledge gets created at the intersection of the knowledge of different faculties. So a university has to have the teaching, learning, and research in different faculties, and these faculties should not act like watertight compartments. They should interact with each other, and new streams of knowledge, they start emerging. Like we have biophysics, biochemistry, we have biotechnology, bioinformatics, biomedical engineering. So these new streams of knowledge, they emerge, and then they act like pillars of new knowledge, and that is how the knowledge grows. So the very concept is like a banyan tree, and it is a welcome step in the right direction by the union government education ministry, that instead of creating a single stream institution, there is a shift to create the multimodal institution, multidisciplinary institutions, and universities with multiple faculties. And I welcome this step in the right direction, because this generation is knowledge thirsty. We are talking about knowledge economy, and we should have proper knowledge management even in the industrial undertakings, because knowledge gets generated, so it has to be stored, and when the new knowledge is getting created, it has to be retrieved, it has to be captured, and that is how the knowledge database gets wider and wider. And that is how our universities will also gain from this paradigm shift in the policy, the educational framework. The institutions will also benefit immensely, and in the times to come, by 2035, there will be autonomous colleges. All universities will be 100% autonomous. The colleges will be 100% autonomous, and they will have multiple faculties and multiple streams of knowledge, and they will have essentially multidisciplinary approach instead of a single or unified or a single stream approach. And this kind of step, I call it as a paradigm shift in the policy framework, and I welcome this step as a person from industry and education. Thank you.